your children a lot of vaccines, unless you've had a lot of vaccines, and you've always felt sick after you've had the vaccines, especially um, with a bit of lead time. It's not like you get sick. Some babies will get sick right away after they get vaccines, but usually with an adult, which they're designed for, these babies are not these vaccines are usually not designed for babies, and yet they're being given to babies. And there's a high infant mortality rate. And she explains that in this video about the vaccines. So there's a lag time between getting the vaccine and getting sick. So that, I think on one video, it may not have been hers, I was watching, that AIDS developed in Africa something like 30 years after they gave them a lot of typhoid vaccines. So I don't know. I'm not a big proponent of vaccines. If you are eating right, you don't have to worry, because your immune system is going to be so strong, you will kick off anything. And it really, that's why it behooves you to study as much as you can, be your own best friend, be in charge of your own body, be your own therapist, be your own first. You know, be willing to listen to others, but ultimately it comes down to who's in charge of your body. This video, Eating, it explains in high definition, in about, it says running time is 1 hour and 50 minutes, but I think it's actually a little bit longer because there are some testimonials at the end. But it is the most comprehensive video I've ever seen. It's by Michael Anderson. It's produced by the RaveDiet.com, and you can get it off of RaveDiet.com. You might be able to get it cheaper on Amazon.com, but it is a priceless video. It's worth its weight in gold, like Dr. Lorraine Day says, because it explains the political reasons why there are so many poisons in our food supply. And despite the fact that we're spending billions of dollars annually on cancer, cancer is still occurring at a higher rate than it did the year before. And so what's the difference between now and then? It's our agricultural system. It's gone from high pesticide use, high fertilizer use, which is connected to a lot of petroleum products, and genetically modified organisms. And so the food that you thought you were getting in the store, you're not getting. And then a lot of the animals, he explains it in the Eating video. He explains in the Eating video the political situation, how 80% of the world's grain is being grown today to feed animals, which when we eat them kill us. And this is what he says. That's his exact words. This video, Reversing the Irreversible, is it's a collection of 37 testimonials of people who improved their health naturally, and they all went organic. And it's everything from heart disease to a woman. So a man had a heart bypass surgery and he got better. There's a woman who had a 4-pound brain tumor in her head, and she got rid of it by eating on this diet, the raw food diet, raw organic vegan diet. And when you consider the fact that the average person's brain is only 3.5 pounds, to have a 4-pound brain tumor in your brain, in your skull, along with your brain, that's awful thought, isn't it? That must have been hellish pressure on her for who knows how long that thing was building up in her. So I know in my case, I had a lot of mental strain and problems when I was eating the aspartame, and I had a girlfriend die with brain cancer, and they cut her head completely open, you know, sawed off her skull and everything to get to the brain tumor. And then the third time it just kept coming back. Well, they were feeding her the aspartame in the hospital, from what I could tell. Here's a website, well, here's a magazine that the Artificially Sweetened Times, it's put out by www.doorway.com. It's Betty Martini, Dr. Betty Martini. So not all of your doctors are hopeless. She talks about, she has a video called the Sweet Misery, and I've watched that video a number of times, and they explain the political reasons. You know, here's Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney pushing through aspartame when they worked for the Department of Agriculture, and then Monsanto, and back and forth until finally they got in a position of almost the highest power in the world, and they really pushed aspartame into over 7,000 different foods now in our grocery stores, and now they just got it approved, I think, for Neotame, which is something like about 20,000 times stronger than aspartame. So I don't know. I would wonder if that's not instant death for a lot of people. So so how do you start? I kind of started with this vegetarian starter kit. And, you know, I was eating this soy ice cream, which is better than nothing, but still, you know, it's frozen, and there's no, the enzymes are dead in something that's frozen. You really don't want anything frozen. But I did start off that way. So they'll show you, and they'll cook things. They'll cook beans, and they'll cook mushrooms, and they'll make pasta. And trust me, you don't want anything as refined as pasta. You're better off making something whole grain yourself, but if it helps you to transition to the right food, if you think you're going to have a nervous breakdown, or you're going to get into a fight and end up going to jail and then get fed that jail food, then my suggestion to you is go this way. Go this way until you can get a handle on your taste buds, because your taste buds, I can guarantee you, have been overexcited, and they call them excitotoxins. And so that might be the way to go temporarily. Here's a more raw food issue. This is David Wolf's Life Living Raw Foods. He's advertising dehydrators. The Excalibur, I think, really might be the best dehydrator. I don't dehydrate anything more than 105 degrees. This is David Wolf. He has a website, Sunfood Nutrition, and he sells a lot of raw foods. I've bought a lot of raw foods from him, and then this is his crew that have made this magazine, and then these are his, you know, once a year he'll go to Sedona, Arizona, and then another, you know, every New Year's he spends in the Big Island in Hawaii, and then, you know, once in a year he'll go up to Machu Picchu in Peru, at the top of those things. Now, the mountains there's a spiritual place where they like to collect. So I have never been able to afford this because I'm just too busy trying to stay alive. But the fruits of the traditional land care, this is agave nectar. And I noticed that we have quite a few of these plants around here. Can you imagine? These people are making money off of this. Isn't that amazing? Wouldn't that be nice to think you could actually make sweeteners and we've already got them growing? Wouldn't that be, instead of them just being something that you actually accidentally bump into and get poked? So that's a nice thought, isn't it? You know, where we could actually be making, and he's got recipes. These are raw food recipes. These are not, these are all from raw vegan. Raw, nothing cooked. And don't these look appetizing? So, you know, you can have really delicious food. And of course, here we go. On dangerous ground again with genetically modified organisms. You really don't, this question and answer here on the genetically modified organisms, you just don't want it. You don't want it in your body. It's not a food. Your body knows it's not a food. Animals, a lot of farm animals refuse to eat it, and they'd rather die. They'd rather not eat anything than eat this stuff because they know it's poison. So 7 out of, I think in Jeffrey Smith's book, oh gosh, he writes he just gets it on the Monsanto mainly, but also the biotech companies. Seeds of Deception on how many animals died after in tests and how the tests were covered up. And here is a book that's just come out, Aspartame Disease, an Ignored Epidemic. It's killing more people, I think, than like a jet crash every few days. So and then here, this was an article in Mother Earth News about the genetically modified corn. It's not safe. So you don't want to eat that. You want to get something that's been grown with a local manure or local seaweed or something like that. It's a difference between night and day. It's a difference between life and death. Here's a book by Frank Oski. Since milk is one of the major causes of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, you might want to get something that really helps you to let go of one of your favorite foods, because if you're anything like me, cheese was the hardest thing to give up. I could give up milk, I could give up ice cream, but cheese, oh, that was so hard, and it was the last thing I gave up. So, but if you read enough of books like this, trust me, you will lose your appetite for something that's killing you and taking away your quality time with your family, your quality time with the ones you love. And how to be around the ones you love. See, look, this woman here with her son. She looks the same age as her son almost, and she didn't in the beginning. She didn't. She looked a lot older than him. There's a picture of her before and after. Here's a picture of her and her mother before. You know, mother before, and then that's her after. And she gives the same kind of tips. Her name is Tonya Zavasta, and her book's called Your Right to Be Beautiful. And how you can, she's had like a lot of surgeries like I have, and how you can really make the most of your body as much as it's been injured by medical malpractice and medical ignorance. So here we go. Here's Dr. Lorraine Day. This is a picture of her breast tumor. This is what it first started out like. This is what it ended up like 3 weeks later. That's what it looked like from the side, and that's another picture of it. There's her shoulder, there's her neck, and that's what it looked like. Looked like it's going to burst out of her, like a, alien, with Sigourney Weaver, huh? And she's got a number of videos that she talks about, because she used to cut off a lot of people's legs with diabetes. She was head of orthopedic surgery in San Francisco General Hospital. She taught hundreds of doctors. Can you imagine? So now she's got to undo all the damage she did. At least she's getting to stay alive, and she is healthy. And you know what? She got rid of her glasses. See? In this video here, Diseases Don't Just Happen, this is 5 years ago, she had glasses. And guess what? Now she's holding a stethoscope. And doesn't she look younger? Doesn't she look younger than she did? And look at that. She looks younger, and she doesn't have glasses now. And you know why? Because she's got this video called I See. It's not a video, it's a CD, because it's for blind people, and blind people often can't watch videos. They're blind, right? So she's got just CDs, and CD or audio tape series, and I have this, and I listen to it regularly. And I really enjoy it because she is so technical, she's so specific, she uses all the medical terms. She tells you how to prevent and reverse eye disease. And I have thrown away my glasses. I wore glasses for 30 years, and I don't wear them anymore. And you know, she recommends these pinhole glasses for exercising one's eyes, and they, they, they actually do work. They exercise your eyes, and if you do the eye exercises she suggests, and you get the pinhole glasses. The pinhole glasses are about, well, they vary between $20 and $30, I think, for a pair. It's not as cheap as to go to the store and get a pair for, you know, the pharmacy and get a pair for $7 or something, but it's a lot cheaper than getting, I used to pay $300 for a pair of prescription glasses, so to me this is a great investment, and she tells you they last for the lifetime unless they break. They don't scratch. You don't have to worry about them scratching. It doesn't interfere with their effectiveness. So that's a big thing that works for helping with your eyes. So, you know, and that would be, your vision would be affected by brain cancer and any kind of products that cause that. So, you know, obviously she suggests you have to get that out of your diet. And another way to check your body to make sure that you're not bringing cancer into your diet is by not eating too many acidic. Well, actually, it's funny because eating a lot of acidic stuff will actually turn your body alkaline, which is what you want it to be. Because when you're alkaline, you're calm and happy, relaxed. You're a mellow kind of mind state. So, what you want to do is try and keep your body alkaline, and the best way is to, you know, well, like Victoria Butenko, make your own green smoothies. This one here I made from